Hi students, how are you? I hope each one among you are doing great and well. Welcome to Supnit's classes. This is Rahmat Latif, your biology educator. In this video, we are going to learn biological classification. Okay. What is biological classification? Let's try to understand this first of all. Okay. Biological classification. What is biological classification? It simply means when we classify organisms, living organisms, on the basis of some characteristics. Okay, I'll write it down here. Classification, here we are talking particularly about biological classification. So we will classify living organisms. Okay, classification of living organisms on the basis of what? On the basis of different characters, right? On the basis of different characters, be those characters morphological, physical, or be those characters as genetical. Okay, that is biological classification. Now, why is it necessary to classify organisms? The answer is we classify organisms in order to simplify our study. Say for example, anyone among you went to the chemist shop. Okay, you will ask them for medicines, right? And you will observe that they don't took that much time, despite having so many medicines there, despite having so many syrups there. It doesn't take them so long to find out the best medicine for you, or in order to find that medicine which has been prescribed to you by doctor, right? Why? Because they have already classified the medicines in almirahs. Okay, or we can say what we call it as, they put their medicines in racks in their shelves, right? Say for example, they classify on the basis of, they will put on one shelf, on shelf A for example they will put antibiotics, on shelf B they will put medicines for hypertension patients, on medicine on shelf C they will put medicines for diabetic patients, on shelf 4 they will they will put medicines, they will put cough syrups, and so on and so forth, right? That time they are just classifying the medicines as per their need, right? But here we have to do biological classification, so that whenever we will find any new organism, we can classify that organism in the respective in the respective group, in the respective kingdom, in the respective kingdoms, right? So it's necessary to classify organisms, living organisms, right? Because it would be easier for us to put the organisms in the those kingdom, with which their characteristics are matching, with which their characteristics are similar, right? I hope this concept of biological classification is clear. What is basically biological classification, right? Why do we need to do, what's the need to do biological classification? I hope this concept is clear. Now let's move forward. First of all, it was Aristotle who did classification. Okay, and that classification was, so it's that's not nowadays that's not acceptable, but we have to study about that, on which basis he did classification. Aristotle did classification. Okay, he classified he classified plants into herbs, shrubs, and trees, okay? And he classified animals into two categories: those having red blood cells, RBCs, and one having don't having RBCs. They don't have RBCs, okay? Now you will see that it this is not, as per now modern biology, as per modern studies, it's not, that much developed. Why? Because it's plants are including autotrophs, heterotrophs, fungi. He included all these in a single, plants in a single kingdom, right? So it's not, it's not that much good, right? Then then again one person came. His name was Linnaeus, okay? Carolus Linnaeus. He gave two kingdom classification. What? He gave two kingdom classification, okay? He did two kingdom classification. In his classification, again he just classified into plants and animals, okay? Plants and animals. But again he only classified into plants and animals on the basis of external characteristics, on the basis of morphology, okay? He didn't distinguish between eukaryotes and prokaryotes, right? I'll write it here. Let me write it here. It was again drawback of two kingdom. This is known as two kingdom classification. If question will come, who gave two kingdom classification, your answer should be Carolus Linnaeus, okay? Not Aristotle, because he just classified into plants and animals. Carolus Linnaeus, and he named that what? Two kingdom classification. What were the drawbacks of two kingdom classification? Let's see. First of all, two kingdom classification, that didn't distinguish between eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Between eukaryotes and prokaryotes. They didn't distinguish between unicellular and multicellular. Okay, I hope this concept is clear. He didn't distinguish between eukaryotes and prokaryotes. He didn't distinguish between unicellular and multicellular. He put, in fact, what he did, he put photosynthetic, that is green algae, okay? Green algae and fungi together, and fungi, heterotrophic organisms together, okay? So it was, we can't call it, anything. We won't call it. He did his hard work, but some drawbacks were there. We should accept this, okay? So two kingdom classification was used for a long time, but then we didn't, use it. We don't use it anymore. Now we don't use it anymore, okay? What we do nowadays, then which classification we study? We study five kingdom classification, okay? Two kingdom, say for example, if we will be using two kingdom classification again, that's completely nonsense, because nowadays in modern society we need to learn about genetic makeup, we need to learn about cell structure, we need to study about what's the mode of nutrition of the organism, we need to know about their habitat, their modes of reproduction, their evolutionary relationship. How is their evolution? What's their evolutionary relationship, right? So nowadays we are in need of that. I'll write it down here. Here I'm erasing it. Nowadays, it's need of modern society. Let me write it down here. We need to study about cell structure. We need to study about mode of nutrition, right? We need to study about habitat, what's the habitat of organism. We need to study about mode of reproduction, how the organism is reproducing, right? Mode of reproduction. We need to study about evolutionary relationships. So we can't study only, evolutionary relationships. So we can't study only about what we call it as morphology. We can't study about morphology only. We have to study all these characteristics, and Carolus Linnaeus didn't involve all these. That's why we don't use that. We don't use that anymore. Okay, we don't use that anymore. Let's see now what we need to study then. Okay, nowadays we have five kingdom classification. We have five kingdom classification. It was given by whom? It was given by R.H. Whitaker. In which year? In year 1969. Okay, five kingdom classification was given by R.H. Whitaker in which year? 1969. I hope this concept is clear, right? And this classification include each and everything. It includes cell structure, it includes mode of nutrition, it includes mode of reproduction, it includes in fact habitat, it includes evolutionary, no, not evolutionary relationship, yes, sometimes, okay, not usually. Okay, these characteristics were involved in five kingdom classification, like cell structure. First of all, it was given by R.H. Whitaker in 1969. He included cell structure, body organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, and phylogenetic relationships. Phylogenetic relationships are evolutionary relationships, right? It was five kingdom classification. Later, in five kingdom classification, we have obviously five kingdoms, right? Let's see which kingdoms. First kingdom is Kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera. Then we have Kingdom Protesta. Okay. Then we have Kingdom Protesta. Then we have Kingdom Fungi. Then we have Kingdom Plantae. And finally we have Kingdom Animalia. Okay. Right, we have these kingdoms under five kingdom classification, which was given by R.H. Whitaker in which year? 1969. It's Kingdom Monera, Protesta, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. See, after five kingdom classification, we had six kingdom classification as well. See the difference. What's the difference between six kingdom classification and five kingdom classification? Or another name of six kingdom classification is three domain system. Okay, it was given by Carl Woos. It was given by Carl Woos. Okay, see what they did. They just divided Kingdom Monera into two: Kingdom Archie, Domain Archie, and Domain Bacteria. And since Kingdom Monera is prokaryotes, it includes all those organisms which comes under prokaryotes, those organisms which are prokaryotic, and all other eukaryotic kingdoms, be that Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Animalia. It was separate. In which domain? Domain eukaryotes. Okay, I hope the concept is clear. Since it is three domain system: Kingdom Domain Archie, Domain Bacteria, Domain Eukaryotes, and six kingdom classification. How? It includes Archibacteria under one kingdom, it means 2, and these 4 will constitute 4. 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. That means 6 kingdom classification. I hope this confusion is clear, right? Very nice. Let's move forward. You need to remember some points, like if we will talk about algae, they are photosynthetic. Okay, they might be photosynthetic, they might be chemosynthetic, because algae are autotrophs. Okay, algae are autotrophs, they just prepare their food by their own. Okay, then we have fungi. Fungi are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic fungi have, they might be saprophytes or parasites. Parasites are those organisms which, are dependent on their living on someone's living body. Saprophytes are those organisms which are dependent on dead and decaying organic matter. Okay, moreover, talking about algae, they have cell wall made up of cellulose, right? And fungi, talking particularly about fungi, they have cell wall made up of chitin. Okay, cell wall made up of chitin, right? I hope this concept is clear. Okay, now we will study all the kingdoms one by one. First of all, let's talk about kingdom Monera. Okay, kingdom Monera include what? Kingdom Monera include bacteria. Bacteria are the, sole members of this kingdom. Sorry. Bacteria, they are the sole members of this kingdom. Okay, kingdom Monera include what? Kingdom Monera include bacteria, right? And as we know, bacteria occur almost everywhere. They occur almost everywhere. Right now I am delivering lecture, right? I am surrounded by so many bacteria. So are you, are attending lecture, you are surrounded by so many bacterias, right? That means bacteria occur everywhere. You will play with soil, that soil will contain bacteria. you know they have so many habitats. They live in those habitats where other life forms are impossible. Bacteria, they live in those habitats where other life forms are next to impossible, where other life forms are almost impossible. Okay, I hope this concept is clear. If we have to give example where they can reside, they live in, deep thermal vents where temperature may exceed 100 degrees Celsius. Deep hydrothermal vents. Okay, thermal vents where temperature may be 100 degrees Celsius. They live deep in snow. Okay, thick layers of snow. They live in marshy areas, right? In, cow dung, we can say. They live in acidic medium. Okay, they have, too vast habitat. They can live everywhere, right? And that too, they can survive. It's not like they will only live there and won't survive. They survive there. Okay, I hope this concept is clear. They live there and they survive there. Okay, we have so many bacteria grouped in so many categories. Say for example, spherical ones are spherical ones are known as cocci. Spherical shaped. Okay, we have rod shaped bacteria. They are bacillus. Okay, they are bacillus. We have comma shaped bacteria. Comma shaped, like this. Okay, example is vibrio. Okay, example is vibrio. We have spiral shaped like this. They are, the example is spirilla. spiralum, okay? Spherical, they are like this. Round, spherical, not round exactly. Rod shaped like this, comma shaped like this. Spiralum, essay, like this, okay? So on the basis of shapes we have so many bacteria, right? You know, bacteria seems to be very simple in structure, like this. We will say this is bacteria, very small in structure, very simple in structure, but they are complex in behavior. As I already mentioned, they can survive in harsh conditions where no other life form is possible, right? You know, some of the bacteria are autotrophs, they synthesize their own food. Either they are photosynthetic autotrophs, they just mm, prepare their food in the presence of sunlight, or some of them are chemosynthetic autotrophs. Chemosynthetic autotrophs are those autotrophs which depends on chemicals, which make their food by chemicals, okay? And some of them may be heterotrophs. Bacteria either may be autotrophs or heterotrophs, right? In autotrophs, they may be photosynthetic, they may be chemosynthetic, okay? And in heterotrophs, they may be saprophytes. Photosynthetic means those organisms which prepare their food with the help of sunlight. Chemosynthetic are those organisms which prepare their food in the presence of chemicals, okay? With the help of chemicals. And saprophytes are those organisms which depend on dead and decaying organic matter, okay? I hope this concept of living biological classification is clear. I'll see you in part 2. Till then, goodbye. Take care. Thank you. Thank you so